Hello everyone, in this video we will talk about some of the important features of Java. So one of the features of Java is that it is a platform independent language. So before we can understand what is platform independent, let us first understand the meaning of the word platform. In the programming world, the word platform means the environment in which our program executes. In simple words, we can say it is a combination of operating system and CPU. For example, Windows with i5 processor and Linux with i7 processor are two different platforms. Now let us see how Java is platform independent. So let us say you write a C or C++ program and you compile it on Windows machine. And for those who are absolute beginners, C and C++ are nothing but two languages just like Java and any other language. So you compile your C or C++ program on Windows machine. Now if you want to run the same program on, let us say, Linux machine, so you cannot do that. But in case of Java, if you write and compile your Java program on one platform, then the same program can be executed on any other platform. That's the power of Java. You do not need to rewrite and recompile your program on each platform, and you can execute the same compiled program on each and every platform. Now let's try to understand more about this feature. So this feature is basically achieved by using two components, which are bytecode and JVM. Now assume we write a program which is also called as the source code. So whenever we write a Java program, the Java compiler never produces the machine executable code. Now what is machine executable code? So machine executable code is nothing but a code which our machine can understand and we humans cannot understand it. Now you might be thinking, then what does this compiler do? So compiler converts this source code into an intermediate code which is bytecode. So bytecode is a code which our Java compiler produces when we compile the source code. Now our platform does not understand this bytecode, so we need a special software which can translate this bytecode instructions to the platform. And that special software is known as JVM, which is Java Virtual Machine. So wherever this JVM is present, we can execute our Java program without rewriting and recompiling it. Now this makes Java truly platform independent, and it also justifies the punchline of Java, which is write once and run anywhere. For one more last time, let us try to understand this. So as you can see, in the first stage, we have a Java source code. Now when we compile our program, so it produces a bytecode, which is nothing but a .class file. And then we have different JVMs for each platform. So our bytecode will go to the JVM, and then this JVM will convert this bytecode to a machine executable code. So this was the complete process of the execution of Java program. Now let's move to the next feature of Java, which is automatic memory management. So if you have prior programming knowledge with C or C++, then you might know that programmer can request dynamic memory at runtime. So similarly, we can also request dynamic memory in Java using the keyword new. But in Java, the deallocation of this memory is automatically handled by JVM. That means a Java programmer is not responsible for deallocating this memory. Now the third feature of Java is multi-threading. Multi-threading means executing multiple portions of the program parallelly. Just like in a music player, multiple functionality takes place at the same time, just like moving slider, song position, reading playlist, etc. So we can say that our music player is an example of multi-threading. Now the next feature of Java is that it is an object-oriented programming language. Java strongly supports the concept of object-oriented principles, and due to which it is also called as pure object-oriented language. To give you an idea how strictly Java follow these principles, so you cannot develop a single program in Java without making a use of class, which means you need to follow the principle of encapsulation. We will learn more about object-oriented principles in the object-oriented principle video. Now let's talk about one of the most important feature of Java, which is security. So to understand this feature, you should know about a term called pointer. Now in C or C++, pointer is one of the very useful thing which basically allows you to hold the address of a particular variable. So let's say we want to store the roll number of a student and we create a variable. So that variable is stored in memory at a particular address. Assume 100 is the address of this variable, and we can store this address in pointer if we are using C or C++. But Java does not allow us to create pointers. And if we cannot create pointers, which means we cannot access the address directly. And that is why Java is more secure as compared to C or C++. So in this video, we understood some of the features of Java. In the next video, we will see the additions of Java.